Hi, this is AJ, founder of Radius. Um, Radius is building shared sequencing layer for rollups to enhance rollups into Ethereum. I started this project about around a year and a half ago to build MEV resistant AMM. We started as a Ethereum Foundation grant, and then a year ago we kind of pivoted to build sequencing layer with the same tech that we used for Ethereum Foundation grants. So today I will talk about the Today I will talk about the Madara, which is the rollup SDK. It's kind of as known as Starknet stack, and then we will. Radius is implementing an encrypted mempool and also shared sequencing layer module for Madara. So any developers who wants to build their own rollup network on Starknet can use encrypted mempool or external sequencing layer. So many people say that rollups aren't real, but we think it will be soon. So because Starknet is one of the most promising ZK rollup as a layer 2, and then you can use Madara to build your own like app-specific chain as a layer 3 or any Starknet rollups on top of the Starknet. Before going deep into Madara and Radius, I'd like to talk about why we should care about rollups. So, actually, many developers are right now implementing their dApps as kind of a smart contract because it's kind of easy. There are a lot of code base that they can refer to when building dApps on Ethereum or but they only thing that these developers care about is just the business logic, nothing else. So it's kind of easy. But rollup is different. There are something that you should care about when building rollup network, which is the sequences, like operators. So you need give some kind of incentive to these rollup operators to make your rollup network running. So we call it as rollup economics. So it's also business. So they need to earn profits or money to run these sequencers or operators. So we make sure that your rollup network is kind of sustainable in economical way. So there are two ways to make some profits from this rollup network. One is the transaction fee, and another one is MEV. The rollup is kind of all about the scalability. So transaction fee should be kind of much lower than base layer on Ethereum. So rollups actually can't make a big profit from this transaction fee. Actually, right now they are not making any money from this transaction fee. So they are looking for some kind of alternative to make some profit for running their networks. MEV was one of the good solution for them. So, but there are some problem on that. The problem is the economic trade-off. These days, these sequences are really centralized, so they need to make sure that they don't do any bad behavior on users' transactions. So they say that they process transactions first come, first serve. So there's no. They say that there's no bad MEV. There's no harmful MEV for users. So which means that they cannot make any profit from this transaction fee or MEV. So it's kind of users protection thing. But the problem is that as I said before, they need make some profit from this to run the networks. So they can look for some MAV monetization thing, but right now there are no such way to do that. So to solve these problems right now, Wallops are looking for some way to decentralize the sequences. Right now, sequences is really centralized, which means that they can do whatever they want, like extract a bad MEV from users' transactions, or also they can like censor transactions. So they want to make sure that decentralize the sequences. Probably the common way to decentralize the sequences is to apply consensus model. But rollups is all about the scalability. So putting this consensus thing into rollup operators might put some overhead, some latency when building a block. So also these sequences, even though these sequences are decentralized, the transactions are transparent, which means that sequences can still check out the contents of the transactions and then extract some bad MEV from these users' transactions. So we need some kind of protection for them. So Radius builds encrypted Mempool to protect users from harmful MEV. So because these transactions are encrypted when building a block on sequencer side, so we can remove this. We can disempower the sequences, so they cannot do any bad behavior such as a censorship or harmful MEV thing. So encrypted mempool, how does it work? It's kind of simple actually. So, and then these features are, this feature is the one that we are integrating with Madara. So how does encrypted mempool work? User encrypts transactions and submit these encrypted transactions to sequencers. So sequencers cannot see the contents of the transactions. And then while these transactions remains encrypted, sequencers have to confirm the order of the transactions. So before decrypting the transactions, a sequencer makes sure that the orders of the transactions are confirmed. So after decrypting the transactions, sequencers cannot manipulate the order of the transactions. That's the simple way to describe encrypted mempool. But there are some key challenges in encrypted mempool. First one, security on the end user side. Another one is the risk of those attack on sequencer side. The last one is user experience. Security on user side means that we need to make sure that these order of transactions are confirmed while these transactions remains encrypted. So how we can make sure that happens, sequencers can decrypt transactions and then give users order commitments that can happen. So we make sure that those kind of thing does not happen. So, and then another one is that because these transactions are encrypted, sequencers cannot distinguish if these transactions are valid or not. So we need some kind of way to prove that these encrypted transactions are valid without decrypting them. So, and then another one, user experience. I will go deep into one by one. So as I said before, we make sure that when sequencer confirms the order of transactions, these transactions should have to remain encrypted. So Radius is using delay encryption, which means that time lock puzzle. So the solution to this time lock puzzle will be encryption key. So when user submits these encrypted transactions to sequencers, they also provide this time lock puzzle. So sequencers need to run to solve this time lock puzzle to get decryption key. So that's when this delay happens. So during this delay, a sequencer needs to provide some kind of order commitment saying that your transactions will be included in a specific index of next block to user. So there are some other way to do that, like a threshold encryption model as well. But there are some kind of a trust issue that when you use this threshold encryption model, you should depend on key holding third-party committees. So we want to remove, Radius wants to remove this trust assumption. So that's why we apply this delay encryption thing. Another one is that we need to prevent this DOS attack on sequencer side. As I said before, this is transactions are encrypted, so sequencer cannot see that the contents of that. So we applied a GK to prove that these encrypted transactions are valid without decrypting it. So user needs to submit encrypted transactions with this GK proof. The sequencer verifies this proof, so this sequencer can check out these encrypted transactions are valid without decrypting them. So if this verification on this GK proof is true, sequencer can start to solve this time lock puzzle to get decryption key. So it's not like a waste of their computing resources. Okay, I put the wrong title over there, but it's about the user experience. But as many of you probably already know that generating this GK proof on user side is kind of it's kind of a computation intensive. So which means that it takes a lot of time and a lot of computation resources to generate this GK proof, especially like this complex computation like encryption thing. So that's why we developed our own GK-based scheme called PVDE. It stands for Practical Verifiable Delay Encryption. So it's kind of a lightweight to generate GK proof about this whole encryption process on user side. So we successfully managed to generate this GK proof on the web browser. So it only takes a couple of seconds. So it doesn't affect user experience that much. And then we also, right now, we are optimizing this PVD scheme to make even shorter. So we can decentralize this sequencer via encrypted mempool. User encrypted transactions and also generate GK proof. And then user submits these encrypted transactions to the sequencers, and the sequencers validate this proof and then confirms the order of transactions, and then provide some kind of order commitment to users. So, and then after decrypting all the transactions, a sequencer actually builds a block and then posts this data on, or give rollups to post this data on that. So another one is that, as I said before, its encrypted mempool thing is that only kind of to protect users from harmful MEV. But as I said before, there's a rollup economics, which means that we need some kind of way to monetize all the activities on rollups. So we can make these rollups sustainable in the economical way. I'm not going deep too much about that, but Radius is right now we build this block two parts. The top. The first part of this block will include encrypted transactions from users. So the order of these transactions cannot be manipulated. And then the second part of the block will be like will include some kind of transactions, which like arbitrage or backrunning, or even liquidation, which is the good MEV. So based on the first part of the block, we can make some kind of revenue from this good MEV stuff. So we will, as soon as we sequencers decrypt those transactions, they publish this bundle to some kind of open market for MEV searchers or traders. So this is kind of a similar thing to like a Flashbots are doing right now. But any MEV searchers or traders make a bundle, and then they submit those second part one with the beads, and then these beads will be a profit for rollups. So this is kind of the simple way to describe what Radius is doing. And then we chose Starknet as our first layer 2 project to integrate with our encrypted mempool and sequencing layer. So Madara is kind of a rollup SDK for Starknet. So you can use this Madara to deploy rollups on top of the Starknet. So it's actually really an important component to realize this fractal scaling vision. So this is the Madara tech stack architecture. There are several tech stack right here. Cairo will be used as an execution stuff, and then like for smart contract or users transactions. And then after this execution thing, these transactions will be proved by Sharp or Stark Prover. It's kind of a settlement layer as well. The Madara will be in charge of these sequencing modules. And then also Madara is kind of open to any type of DA layer, Celestia, Eigenlayer, or any DA committees as well. So developers who use this Madara SDK to deploy their rollup network on Starknet can choose which DA they're going to use, or they can do. It's kind of flexible. So you can see the right side of the slide that this is kind of architecture. Here is a sequence. Is Madara sequencer validates transactions and run Cairo VM and produce blocks. And these blocks will be delivered to prover, or Stark prover or sharp, and then this prover generates proof, and then this proof will be posted on layer 1 or any DL layer as well. And then Radius provides advanced features for Madara. So as I said before, we are implementing encrypted mempool. So like DEX or any projects who might care about these bad MAV on user side, they can choose encrypted mempool, so they can provide some kind of protection for user side. And also, as I said before, rollup is kind of developers actually just want a simple thing. So when if they want to if they want not to care about the running sequencers or validator thing, they can delegate this running sequencer thing to Radius externals shared sequencing layer. So these two features that we are implementing for Madara project. Actually, Madara is a good thing about Madara is that they didn't build from scratch. They used Substrate, which is the blockchain SDK, which is kind of good. So developers can choose which features they will provide on their roller network. So they can simply choose features they want to integrate with their roller network, and then they can get their own rollups. So it supports a plug and play thing. Yeah, this is the last page that I prepared. Madara right now is really active. It's open source, and then they are really actively developing at this moment. So they are compatible with the Starknet RPC, or this sharp prover also will be integrated with Madara as well. So Cairo 1 is also supported as well. And then Celestia and Polygon Avail, this data availability layer also will be supported on Madara as well. So, and then Radius is doing the encrypted mempool thing as well. And then another one is that they provide a default consensus model for their roller network, but also they can right now like a Tendermint or Hot Stuff. These other consensus module also will be integrated soon. Yep, this is all that I prepared for today talk. And then Radius will launch testnet probably at the end of this year, and then mainnet alpha version will be launched early this year. Yep, thank you so much.